Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode we were exploring the ruins of Cleavan Rilac, and we found yet another one of those strange ancient encrypting machines. And we also found out that it's the Leaden Key who is behind Waidwen's legacy, which basically makes the newborns being born without any actual human souls attached to them. So the Leaden Key is actually behind Waidwen's legacy, which was kinda expected. But they're also trying to sabotage the animancers' operations and make them look bad in the public eye, and make it look like the animancers are responsible for Waidwen's legacy. And so far they are doing a very good job at that, because the people, especially peasants and such, do not trust the animancers. And they're actually trying to make the Duke illegalize animancy in Defiance Bay and in entire Dyrwood. So yeah, that's what we found out. But we don't know why Leaden Key is doing that. Well, it must be because of religious reasons, because they are worshipping this goddess named Wodica, the queen that was. But we don't really know. But it must be for some religious reasons. That's my wild guess. So anyway, after that we went to our stronghold, and I think we did something there, but not really noteworthy. So we then came back to Defiance Bay, and right now we are in the headquarters of Dyrwood Row, and we just told Lady Webb about everything we found out, and then Lady Webb told us to go to the ducal palace and have an audience with the Duke and talk to him and tell him about everything we know. However, we just can't go straight to the ducal palace and have an audience with the Duke. No, it doesn't work like that. So basically, what we have to do is to get on the good side with one of the main three factions of this city: the Crucible Knights, the Dozens, or the Domino family. But I think that the choice is very easy here.
I'm on it.
And we are gonna go and ask for the Crucible Knights' help, because we are in a very good relationship with those guys already. So now we are gonna go to the Crucible Keep and talk to their leader, whose name now escapes me. But whatever the case, I'm sure that he would be more than happy to help us out with this one. So off to the Crucible Keep we go. And here we are. Now, what was your name again? Commander Cliver. Yeah, that was your name. All right. He smiles warmly. What may I do for you? I understand that the Crucible Knights are attending the animancy hearings at the palace.
Indeed. Duke Aevar looks to the Knights for prudent counsel as well as defense. I suspect our future as a city and a nation will depend in no small part on how we handle this matter.
Without a doubt. So what do you think about animancy? Well, I guess we could ask about that before we ask whether he will take with him. Tell me about the hearings. I need an audience with Duke Aevar. I would like to attend the hearing. Well, what do you think about animancy? Despite what happened with the Forge Knights, animancy merits further study in other contexts. There's much yet that animancers could do to cure soul maladies, strengthen essence, perhaps even ameliorate, I don't know what that means, the effects of the legacy. I assume it means decrease the effects of the legacy or something like that. He scratches his chin. We won't know until we try, and we can't afford to sit on our hands while our rivals watch us grow weak. Well, tell me about the hearings. He gives you a gruff frown. They are progressing slower than I would like. The Dozens raise a ruckus whenever anyone so much as mentions animancy, and the Dominos are obfuscating matters on purpose. Nevertheless, I'm confident Aevar will see reason eventually. Let's hope so. Now, let's go straight to the point. I need an audience with Duke Aevar. I would like to attend the hearings. And we'll be glad to have you with us. Aevar will no doubt find your presence persuasive, and we need all possible support to see that he gives animancy a fair chance. Indeed, deceptive, but I don't see any reason to lie here. Well, indeed. Was there something else I could do for you? No, goodbye. Return to Brackenbury and speak to Lady Webb at Hatred House about attending the hearings. Alright, so we must go back to Lady Webb instead of just going to the Ducal Palace straight away. Alright. Well, back to Lady Webb we go then. Alright, Lady Whip. We got our allies.
How fares your search?
If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me everything about Theos. Well, that sounds fair enough too. I want to discuss the animancy hearing at the palace. What other questions I have?
Yes?
Nothing. Nothing, I see. If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me everything about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
Indeed, but not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them. And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming. He was all I ever wanted.
And so you're talking about Theos, I take it?
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the Leaden Key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
So you could actually, literally read people's minds. Alright. That sounds like a very handy ability to have. Shame that we don't have anything like that. But it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the Leaden Key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts. And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
Yeah, I will accept that, alright. Interesting story you got there. Well, I guess with this option we can go to the ducal palace then. I want to discuss the animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
The Knights of the Crucible have accepted me into their delegation.
Good. Aevar Wolf-Grin looks to the Crucible Knights as a voice of reason and order. Speaking from their section should lend you credibility with him.
Nice.
You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Dyrwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
Well, I'll do my best. So, attend the hearings at the ducal palace in first fires. Alright, we shall do that. Oh, we could steal something if we wanted to, but I don't really feel like stealing from this old lady. So, to the ducal palace we go. Oh, there are more Leaden Key assassins, of course there is. They really don't want me to go to the palace, do they? Well, they're about to die. And where the hell are the guards when you need them? Well, okay, not that we actually, well, need them in the real sense of the word, but you know what I mean. They should be the one keeping the order here, not me.
Just say the word!
Oh, we can have this. Once per encounter. Well, I guess we should have this one a go and see how it works. And I think I'm gonna buff... Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it safe here and buff everyone here. For now. And as for you... charm one of them. Maybe this assassin here. Oh, you can't get there because you are blocked. Alright.
That's
Everything seems to be fine so far. Where are you, Pallegino? Oh, you are there. Try to... yeah, focus on this one. And Eder, you are there. Knock this one down. He's about to die, and yeah, I'm hitting her already. Him, her, I can really tell. You use your magic missiles there. And you charm this one. Oh crap, oh crap. AoE heal. And also, I didn't watch what this looked like, so I missed that. Anyway, maybe let's see. Let's switch to crossbow. Maybe this will work a bit better for her. And Eder, go and attack there. Attack something, people. Attack something. Oh yes, we got these as well. I don't really want to waste level 5 spells on these guys, so I'm not gonna bother. Just keep auto attacking. That should be fine. Easy peasy. And then there's one more left. There he is. He was just charmed there. There we go, easy peasy. Oh wait, there was one more. Well, not anymore. Well, that was easy. And they didn't drop anything interesting. Well,
I'm on it.
I can always...
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Almost forgot that.
Just say the word.
So yeah. So much from that. At least we can sell all that crap we just got. Alright, and now I guess we go to the ducal palace, or well, we are in the ducal palace, but to the hearing. Maybe we have to talk to her first. Looking for news? What goes on in here? She laughs. Where to start? We have got meetings, public hearings and ceremonies, and that's just the stuff that happens out in the open. She leans a little closer. This is where the Duke and his key advisors work, so there's always someone bartering for a favor. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to talk about that side of things. But if you want the official version, she clears her throat and gestures counterclockwise around the palace. We have a shrine devoted to Makran, official records and chambers for public hearings and council meeting. Tell me about the shrine of Makran. Don't really care. What kind of records are stored here? Well, we have already seen Xenot's records, so we don't even need to know about that. Is there a hearing going on right now? Sure is. Duke Aevar's been meeting with some of the city leaders for weeks now, trying to figure out how to address the legacy. The whole business is terribly secret though. I tried to sit in the gallery during my lunch break one day and got turned away, she sniffs. But a lot of the folk talk concerns animancy, so there is good reason they are keeping the meetings behind closed doors. The legacy? Yeah, we know what it is. Why is animancy so controversial? Well, I think we know, but might as well ask, just to hear what her version. She laughs. Where to begin? Traditionalists think it is a crime against the gods. There is no question that poking around in souls is risky, but the more progressive elements believe it's our only shot at restoring healthy births. And it doesn't help matters that animancy research often involves old Engwithing relics that were illegally looted from ruins in Eorclafad. She makes a quick twitching motion with her index finger and middle fingers. So what do you think about animancy? Me? I think the real danger of animancy is confusing a real scholar with an expensive fake. We got a new case here every day. Some poor couple in the gift or couple lane who spent every couple they had on a miracle cure for their unborn child. It never works. She shakes her head. Breaks your heart, but there's usually nothing we can do for them. I see. Alright, so we didn't need to talk to you, I guess. I guess this is the place where we have to go. A place has been reserved for you on the balcony, probably. Go to the upper floor. Oh, alright. But before that, what's here? I guess I don't really feel like stealing from these people. And where does this lead? Before we go anywhere, I want to see what's here. Oh, it's just a back door. Alright, nothing special. Alright, enough playing around. Let's go to that balcony over there. On the upper floor. We received words from Commander Cliver that you would be attending, Provia. The balcony has been opened for you. Yeah, thank you. Now, let's see what's going to happen. Duke Aevar Wolf-Grin. And who is that? And he's there, I take it. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the ground. Crucible knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Doimanel, casual watching with apparatus interests. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academics' robes with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then. Answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of animancy research.
Oh, is that so? Thank you for telling me, Palatine. That's a very interesting little detail. In Palatina's words and the way she looks at her countrymen, you sense both pride and a mild sense of frustration.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more! Animancy goes, or this country goes!
So you admit, Master Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments. Cadman Azo has shown...
Cadman Azo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he done. The dozens won't stand for it.
There is no need. Master Azo recently passed the Shroud. And while the experiment failed, his work
was sabotaged.
Ah, our new delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
All at once the attendees turn their faces towards you, a mishmash of judgment and incredulity. Only the Duke, a wild-looking man with a scraggly beard, seems unfazed by your interruption. I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azor's machinery. Or will lie. A rival animancer confessed it to me during an investigation I conducted there. Again, I really don't see almost any reason to lie. Well, I guess it's also because my character is quite honest and straightforward, so that's why I don't see almost any reason to lie ever, so let's just tell the truth. I met a false patient in Brackenbury Sanitarium who had tampered with Azor's machinery.
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children!
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azo not still accountable here?
Lore? This is not the bile incident. I have no idea what bile reach incident is. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated. And yet we killed him. No, he isn't. This was a responsible scientist who was manipulated. Well, I guess that's also true. Yes, he is Caedmon. Azo's ambitions exceeded his ethics. Well, that's also kinda true, I guess. Wait, what did he do again? This one Dozens guy here said he murdered a child. But goddammit, I don't remember exactly what he did after his experiment failed because they also sabotaged it. What happened then? Goddammit. Oh yeah, I think he was forbidden from doing any other forms of research by his boss basically, but he continued to do them anyway in secret. Yeah, that's what he was doing. So I guess his ambitions did exceed his ethics, but at the same time, he was kind of responsible in a sense. I mean, he didn't seem to be that mad. This is not Bale Reach incident. This is a responsible scientist who was manipulated. Yeah, let's just go with the lore option since we have it. Aloth whispers between gritted teeth. What Azo did to Cram was not the work of a responsible scientist. Goddammit, I forgot. Yeah, I really don't remember that much what he did exactly. Well, what's on his stuff?
Horseshit! These animancers can't be trusted! Look at what happened in Heritage Hill! Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even clean up the messes animancy leaves!
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justiciar! You turn a blind eye, and look what happens!
I've been to Heritage Hill since the Guarantine, and though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not animancy, but an ancient machine that caused it. The Crucible Knights are blameless here. This was not the workings of animancy, but an ancient device in Ter Noveth, which is the tower. This was not the workings of animancy, but an ancient device in Ter Noveth. I think I'm gonna go with the first option. That sounds more like my character. I have been on Heritage Hill since the Guarantine. Though the knights were unable to control the damage, it was not animancy, but an ancient machine that caused it.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath.
Might? You think some rotting corpse of volunteer guards could stand in my way? I earned my answers. Now that sounds very much like us. Resolve? Look me in the eye and tell me I'm a liar, Your Grace. Yes, this could also work for our character, but I don't really like how we call him Your Grace. It kind of feels like we are kissing his ass here. My word is my oath. I challenge anyone here to find someone who knows different. Or aggressive. Ask around. When I see problems, I take matters into my own hands. I ask only that you listen to what I have to say. Make your own judgment. So I think either might or aggressive. You think some rotting corpse or volunteering guards could stand in my way? I earned my answers. Or ask around. When I see problems, I take the matters into my own hands. Goddammit, might or aggressive? Also, this kind of sounds like aggressive to me as well. You'd think some rotting corpse or volunteer guards could stand in my way. I earned my answers. Let's just go with the aggressive one. Ask around. When I see problems, I take matters into my own hands.
I had heard whispers of a new delegate set to attend today's hearing. I was told to expect threats and intimidation, which is nothing new here, as you can see. Very well. Perhaps you are the sort. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill.
Well, this one is easy because we only have one option. Ternonet houses an everything machine that holds dominion over the flow of souls. It was this machine that made the district undead.
Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
I have reason to believe there were others at the tower who might have done this. There's no denying that they were studying dangerous machinery they did not understand. Yeah, I have reason to believe that there were others at the tower who might have done this.
Animancy has many enemies. You need only look around this room to see it.
You're missing the point! Everywhere there's animancers, there's disaster!
He's really losing it.
We all know what Waidwen's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the wrong bridge!
Ha! Wrong bridge indeed.
It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it!
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son, my wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter, we put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Harsh words.
Enough, Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the legacy has taken hold here?
The grieving mother reaches towards your mind with hers. Bring order to the chaos here. I can. The crowd begins to mutter, the sound taking a doubtful character. Right idea, Watcher. Taking this hearing by the curly ones, don't waste your chance. Well, again, very easy because there's only one option. Waidwen's legacy is the creation of the Leaden Key. Cateman Azo's downfall was their work, as was the tower in Heritage Hill. They want you to do this. They want animancy to fall. Duke Aevar Wolf-Grin, the dual muttering expands into a din of skepticism and that fills the hall. Again, only one option. I have seen them in the ruins of Eol Clanfath, operating machines that disrupt and redirect the flow of souls, near towns like Gilded Vale and Dyrwood, where the legacy is universal. As a Watcher, I have heard their dead confess their pilot. They are stealing the souls of the unborn.
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
And oh shit, the entire room is laughing. We don't like that at all, not one bit. And I think it was I think she's the Crucible Knight one. And I thought you were my friends, goddammit. Please, I want only to help Dyrwood. Benevolent? Screw that, it's benevolent. You want to see crazy? Make one more smart comment, just like that. Passionate. Birthed invalids until your womb dries, for all I care. The rest of these people will hear the truth. Cruel. Something what we could go for. You shame your order by dismissing the truth before hearing it, madam. I expected better from a Knight of the Crucible. Diplomatic, which we are not gonna pick because big bleakwalkers. If he did, for your husband's sake, I hope he at least left a brothel unlocked. Clever. If, as the Duke says, no theory has more proof than any other, what is the harm in hearing one more? Your quips cannot change the truth. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with the cruel one. Birth invalids until your womb dries, for all I care. The rest of these people will hear the truth.
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Alright, now we got quite a few options. Well, only 5, but yeah, they are quite long. What's more likely, that the gods are destroying Dyrwood for science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates animancy and wants it suppressed? The Leaden Key is very real. They are foreigners from Aevar and Seras who hate Dyrwood and want to see us suffer. Deceptive. Let's say a lord is cuckolded by his wife. If he tells her to stop, she'll only want her lover more. But if he spreads a rumor that her lover has just visited a brothel and acquired a pox on his loins, she'll end it on her own. We all want the same thing here. We want Waidwen's legacy to end. If we work together instead of arguing, we can stop the people who are doing this. Diplomatic. If you know anything about me, you know this. I have been called many things, but never a liar. And an honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter. Yeah, I think this is the one that fits our character the most. Well, this last one is not bad either. What's more likely, that the gods are destroying Dyrwood for a science practiced in many parts of the world, or that a group of people hates animancy and wants it suppressed? Perhaps this is more like our character, or at least I like the sound of it. If you know anything about me, you know this. I've been called many things, but never a liar. An honest witness is the best piece of evidence you have in this matter.
The only piece of evidence.
The only piece of evidence that doesn't send your kind to the gallows, you mean?
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. It seems we have a new possibility to consider, at the very least. How was it you came to learn all this?
The Knights of the Crucible were instrumental in aiding my investigation? Well, not really, no. I took a personal interest in the matter and tried to learn what I could. Yeah, that's what we did.
Indeed. This land is foreign to you, unless I miss my guess. Your efforts on its behalf are to be commended. But these hearings are about more than Waidwen's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern. Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position?
Oh crap, now that's one hell of a question. I would allow animancies to continue their work. They explore questions we all wish to understand. If we had known more, perhaps this crisis could have been averted. That sounds rather good answer. Something what my character could say after everything we have learned. Animancy should be studied in Dyrwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. Yeah, actually, I like this one even better. The animancies of Dyrwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. In truth, I'm not completely confident animancy doesn't have something to do with Waidwen's legacy. It would be wise to ban the practice at least for now. Or animancy is too dangerous, we were not meant to use it, and we have proven why we are unworthy of it. It should be outlawed. The animancies of Dyrwood have been given too long a leash. The practice should be restricted and controlled. Animancy should be studied in Dyrwood. If you don't, someone else will, and they will wield great power over you. Yeah, that sounds more like my character, so let's pick that. Her face still. Pallegina looks your way and subtly nods in approval. Well, good thing that you agree with me, Pallegina. I thought you would. But don't worry, I did not pick that option because so that Pallegina would like us more or anything. That's just what I think my character would say at this point. Aloy shakes his head. Animancers serve their own ambitions and their own purses. Giving them this power is like setting a child loose in an armory. I do not trust these animancers, seeking first after gain and glory. But if they can heal our children, I would not hinder them.
Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just from you, but from everyone. Many days we've been at this. It is time we put it to rest.
All right.
I want to thank the delegations for helping me collect my thoughts. And our new delegate, who has warned us of a new possibility that must be looked into.
Defiance Bay, major positive. Nice.
The time has come to choose a direction for the Dyrwood. I am ready to make my pronouncement.
Yes.
Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Dyrwood, step forward.
Your Grace.
Who is that? I have a... Oh, shit.
It occurs to me now that my concerns about animancy may not outweigh its value.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
Oh, shit.
What's he doing?
No,
Oh,
wait!
crap. Holy shit. That was Tails. That must have been Tails. The leader of the Leaden Key.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you?
What are you gonna do? It's just... You are alone here.
Another time. I am already late.
Yeah, run away, bitch. What happened to us? Why did we just fall down? The word, shall I end it for you? Fellow of St. Waidwen leads a stronghold. Oh, I forgot we had him there. I had him there. Well, oh well. The words, shall I end it for you, ring in your ears. You find yourself gasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee and watch as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you. The screams and clashing of weapons fade into silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers, you among them, clustered around a wide circular pit carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel overlooking the great stone wall. Many of the woman's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax. Jesus Christ. Black and red and seeping, and the angle of the back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. Probably was granted Dominion of the Sleepers, so I guess it's a new ability. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft in front of outside alongside the cries of the injured as you stagger to your feet. Theos is gone. Of course he is. The Green Mother hovers over you with a wide, fearful eyes. We are surrounded by spirits of rage and fear. We must flee. Off to one side you can hear the clinking rustle of chainmail, and you look over to see a wounded guards slumped against the wall. He's trying to say something, seemingly directed at you, but at first it is too faint to hear. He gathers his breath and manages to rasp out a few words. Lady Webb, she's the only... She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor, still. And Duran's got a level, but we're gonna do, check that later. So return to Brackenbury and go to Lady Webb. Alright. But yeah, that escalated very quickly there. Everything is screwed here now. Don't go out there. There is rioting in the streets. Pfft, screw that. They want to attack me? Well, they are as good as dead. Okay, there's rioting alright. And they've been trying to burn the ducal palace here, apparently. And some justiciars are trying to keep some peasants and commoners at bay. Stand down, we don't want to fight you. Let's see if the fight is gonna happen. Oh shit. And we're not gonna do anything. Okay, looks like we don't need to. They just killed them because they are badass like that, and they were just simple peasants. But yeah, now we need to go to Lady Webb and see if she can help us in any way and tell us what we should do. But yeah, the way how Theos moved his soul to that one animancer's body and then back really reminds me of the changing god from Torment, Touch of Numenera. That's very cool. These lot are in league with the animancers. Who's gonna win? Or are they just gonna fight there forever? And I can't join them, either side. Well, alright, whatever. So yeah, Theos really reminds me of the changing god from the Torment, Touch of Numenera. Task failed. Clandestine cargo. What? Let's check that real fast. So wait. Where can I... Fellow of Saint Waidwen leaves the stronghold. Alright, but what about that? You know what, screw it. And it looks like they burned the entire sanitarium. Shit's gone real here. And speaking about... Go on, run, before they see you. Who are these? Just some civilians.
Welcome.
Doesn't smart you. I recognize you. You were the one who spoke up at the hearing. What were you just doing? I got a few of the animancers out of the building through the back. A lot of them didn't make it though. Shame. Well, but aren't you with the dozens? I was. The things I heard at the hearing today though, he shakes his head. I had it all backwards. And if it was good enough for the Duke, it was good enough for me. I don't care if an animancer did kill him. It doesn't mean we gotta hold them all responsible. This, he gestures at the flames behind him, isn't what we are supposed to be about. Alright. He nods. Get out of sight. Wait this thing out. Good luck, friend. Alright. Looks like not all of the dozens are complete idiots. Oh, look at that. Look at that fountain. It's filled with blood, even though I don't see any bodies there. And this one is completely clean, but the lower one is filled with blood. Oh, and speaking about Torment, Touch of Numenera, there, I actually got my signed boxed collector's edition of that game in mail today, so I'm really happy about that. I've been waiting for that delivery for a very long time now, and it's a very cool box. But I have a small problem right now with it. Where the hell can I fit it? I'm really have to try to reorganize my shelves and try to fit it somewhere. Oh crap. Oh shit, this doesn't look good. Not good at all. They're all dead by the looks of it. What about Lady Web? Oh shit. Lady Web lies still in her bed. An ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence in your ken. Reach out for it. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Through the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of an angry mob. You take a sip and it warms your gullet. Across the room the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak.
I was a fool to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all of your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah.
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
Pity. You know this is how it has to be.
He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to you. You know this is how it has to be. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With his left hand he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, its point dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between your ribs and gushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness, and blood wells up around the blade. A pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife hand in both of yours. A question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes. Simple, cataclysmic in its reordering of your thoughts. As Lady Webb, you feel as though you have an answer you have searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her understanding lies just beyond your reach. You look at Theos with the wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time and draw your last breath as a black velvety darkness descends over you.
Smoke rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets. Word had spread immediately that Duke Aevar had been assassinated, and that an animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenberry Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Dyrwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the Leaden Key itself.
So yeah, then things escalated quite a bit after that hearing. Well, shit. Quest completed. The Hermit of Hatred House. Lady Webb has been slain in her own bed by Theos, but not before she managed to learn where he was headed. She has done me a great favor, one I suspect she was well aware of. Yeah, I think so too. Dream of memory, what was this? Oh, learn of the Green Mother's past, yeah. Oh, goddammit, I again forgot to check whether this is White March stuff or not. Well, I don't remember anything about this, about Seeds of Crackhold, or that other new place we can, on the map we have now, so I guess it is White March thing. The assassin at large. Theos has killed the Duke and Lady Webb, and sent Defiance Bay into chaos, but Lady Webb saw where he intended to go next, to the city of Twin Elms. It is there I must go if there is any chance of catching up to him. So travel to Twin Elms. I saw Lady Webb's last moments. Theos killed her in her bed, but not before she got him to admit he was headed to Twin Elms. I wonder if she did that knowing that I would see it. Most likely. She's a smart woman. So we must travel to Twin Elms. But can I? It doesn't look like I can go back to the city. But then again, why would I go? Why would we go there anymore? Because, well, it's in chaos and shit. The expeditions out of Atman's Den are just organized grave robbery. so you don't have any comments about the riots right inside the city. Huh, poor fellow doesn't know what's going on at all. The floods have receded. The path to Stormwall Gorge is open. Ah, finally, even the villages are better than this. Ah, I see. So the water has gone down there. And we are on this bridge thingy, alright. So, let's leave this place and... Oh. As you cross the bridge, Aloth draws up beside you. The fires of Defiance Bay cast a shivering, flickering light across one half of his face. The other is in darkness.
Please stop. I need to tell you something.
Can it wait? This is getting old. Don't tell me you have got another personality tucked away in there. I would like that, but that doesn't really sound like my character. Can it wait? He presses his lips together. It cannot. Well, alright, go ahead.
I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point.
Oh.
When I finished my training in Aedir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his Earl. At that time, it was enough. In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the Leaden Key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believed they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Dyrwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on animancy in the region. A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw. At the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months.
What did you want from me? You knew I was coming. Did he now? And you thought I would make an easy target?
No, that's not it, I swear. I needed some kind of direction. After that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the Leaden Key. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the Leaden Key was trying to stop animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about animancy, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology, and my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos.
Well, that was one hell of a confession you just gave me a lot.
And what do you really expect us to do with this too-late confession? Trust you on your word?
Palagina shakes her feathered head and holds her hands out towards Aloth as though framing him in her view. That's also a good point. But then again, if he really wanted to try to kill me or sabotage our operations or something, why would he openly come out and admit that, yeah, I used to be with the Leaden Key? Because that would make him very suspicious, and make his make his orders and operations and trying to sabotage us or maybe even kill us are much harder. So I don't really think he's lying here. With all your supposed extra senses, you let this happen? How like a watcher to miss what's right in front of her eyes because she's too busy dancing in the ether? Okay, that's a bit harsh, Durance. I still feel kinda attached, even with the betrayal. Well, he didn't really betray us, per se. He's got this way of taking offense that I really like. Tough one. Apology accepted. As long as you don't forget who is in charge, I'm keeping a close eye on you from now on. I forgive you, Aloth, but I want you beside me, not behind me. I'm not asking you to trade one master for another. Yeah, this doesn't sound like me at all. I'm finished with you. You have been working for the very people who are trying to kill me, and now you think I'll keep you around? You're even crazier than I thought. Or, get out of my sight. If I ever see you again, I'll kill you. This would make sense, I guess, because, well, we are aggressive and everything, but at the same time, Aloth is very useful. He's like one of the most useful party companions I have, because he deals a hell of a lot of damage as a wizard. And I like Iselmur. I don't want Iselmur to go. And neither wants Eder or anyone else here really, because everyone loves her. I think this one would make much more sense. As long as you don't forget who's in charge, I'm keeping a close eye on you from now on. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And like I said, if he really wanted to try harm us or even kill us, why would he come out and openly admit that he was working with the, or at least he used to work with the Leaden Key? Because that would put him on the spotlight he doesn't want to be in. He made us all very wary of him. So yeah, I don't think he's lying. So that's why I'm gonna go with the second option here. As long as you don't forget who's in charge, I'm keeping a close eye on you from now on.
Of course. I shall follow your lead.
Before we move on, I would like to discuss a few things. Let's see if he can tell us anything more about the Leaden Key. Aedir looks at you with quiet attentiveness. How may I be of service? Tell me about Aedir. I would like to know more about Iselmur. Actually, yes, I would like to know about Iselmur as well. About your parents? Well, we kinda know enough about them, I think. So, now you understand a little more about Iselmur. How exactly did you come to join the Leaden Key? Yeah, let's ask that. As it often is with such follies, I was young and directionless. The Leaden Key promised some of the structure I was lacking, and they offered me a future far removed from service to my father's earl. Animancy is possibly even more controversial in Aedir than it is here. The practice has been outlawed for 600 years, but prohibition has a way of breeding curiosity. The success and relative acceptance that animancy has found here and in the Vailian Republic spurred a renewed interest in the Aedir. The Leaden Key began recruiting more aggressively, and I was in the final period of my training when one of my instructors reached out to me. He shrugs. As I said, it was a welcome departure from my father's plans, and after seeing a few of my colleagues abandon their studies in magic to pursue animancy in the Republics, I was convinced that something needed to be done to stop the spread. Alright, and that was that. I would like to know more about Iselmur. Actually, let's ask this first. So, now you understand a little more about Iselmur. He wrinkles his nose. No thanks to that animancer. My spleen, black bile, come on. Balish's methods were flawed, but you still learned something, didn't you? People like her shouldn't be allowed to practice animancy. I don't really care. Let's go with the first one. Only because you and I have a lick of good sense between us. But the average person, show them a shiny gadget in their hands of an expert and they'll believe anything. Not necessarily, most people have more sense than that. I don't think so really. I mean, look at the dozens. That's true, people are too easily led. Perhaps animancy has its uses, but it's hard to say whether those outweigh the dangers. Let's say the second one. That's true, people are too easily led, because they are dumb as hell. Especially peasants. Those dirty peasants. Yes, people need something to believe, someone to follow, and the danger of following a bunch of animancers is that even they don't know where they are headed. Yeah, that's a good point. Now, I would like to know more about Iselmur. He raises an eyebrow. Shuts ass. When did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best from his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. His face becomes drawn. At times he could be rather adamant, particularly when he had been drinking. Iselmur manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics, only that he was more careful with me after that. So basically Iselmur beat his ass. Alright. You said that you learned to hide her a long time ago. My mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. She feared that knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Iselmur proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I have since come to see the wisdom behind it. Merwold is an extreme example, but one that I can relate to more and more each year. Could I talk directly to her? He gives you a taut frown. Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my consciousness more than necessary. Alright. I guess that's it. Oh! I just remembered, folks. Remember when I said in the first episode, or at least I'm quite sure I did or at least I'm quite sure that I did say in my first episode that this is a semi-blind Let's Play, meaning that I have played this game before, but I never actually finished it, and that I would let you know. I would let you know that when we come to the part when this game is completely blind to me again, meaning that I don't know what's going to happen anymore. This is that point. From now on, everything is basically going to be blind. I don't know where the story is going. I don't know any of the upcoming quests that we'll run into. I don't know where the story is going to head. I know absolutely nothing at all. So from now on, this is a blind Let's Play. The rest of the game and the White March, of course, is going to be blind Let's Play. So just so you know. Alright, I think I'm gonna continue playing a little more, maybe half an hour or so. And let's leave. So I'm quite sure that this is White March stuff, or at least I don't remember ever seeing this before when I was playing the game for the first time. So I'm gonna leave that for now. That White March is there, where we also could go if we wanted to. But I was indeed thinking of beating the base game first before going to White March, but we'll see if I change my mind, because I've also been thinking about the possibility of just going to the White March before we beat the base game, but we'll see. So one of those people said that the water has gone down in Stonewall Gorge and the water is gone, so I think we should go there. And we can't go to we can't enter any part of the Defiance Bay anymore by the looks of it either. So that's a bit of a shame. So we can't complete or do any of the quests we may have missed there. But then again, I don't really think we have really missed anything important. And hey, maybe we can enter it again later when things calm down there, but excuse me, we shall see. But for now, let's go to Stonewall Gorge and maybe slowly but surely try to get to Twin Elms. Actually, maybe the only way to get to Twin Elms is through Stonewall Gorge. Yeah, that could be it. So let's go there. And here we are. So, is the water gone from here as well? Oh, it looks like it has. So the water is gone from here as well. Oh, this is a bit different. An Aevar disc is wedged into a shallow depression in the rock. Runes glow from its surface. Alright, but it looks like we can't do anything with it. Or to it, even. Leaden. So, before we go and check out what that place is about, let's go and see if the water down there has disappeared as well. Looks like yes, it has. It is gone. Oh, shit. She arrives at last. And who are you? Leaden Key Wizard. Ah, they're Leaden Key folks. Alright, so I guess we just have to kill them. Well, well, well. A woman in robes, flanked by an armed group, savors every word before whispering the next. Finally. You should have remained in Defiance Bay. She draws a smile, pale and full, that droops below her recessed chin. But I'm glad you didn't have better sense. I've looked forward to this since you got in our way. Well, it looks like it sounds like you don't know what's going on in Defiance Bay right now. Which wouldn't really surprise me, because not all Leaden Key cultists are that well connected together, because they want to keep everything secret. So no wonder she doesn't know. It's her, the other one. A woman in the group motions with her arquebus towards Pallegina. Weren't we looking for her too? What? What do you want with my Pallegina? Yes. She squints and looks Pallegina up and down. A dark-skinned woman with feathers. There can't be too many of your kind around these parts, can there? She smiles with strange geniality. Pallegina's feathers ruffle and the golden irises of her eyes grow thin, swallowed by the blackness of her widening pupils. And why would you be looking for me, Aimika? Yeah, I would like to know that too. The same reason I'm looking for her. The woman's eyes twinkle up above her placid smile. You should know, little bird, no one wants to hear songs about conspiracies. Her voice deepens and takes on an edge of menace. It just makes us want to wring your neck. Any last words? After all the effort you have mustered, it would be a shame to end it quietly. Let's get it over with. Aggressive. Haven't you heard what I do to my enemies? Surrender unless you want to taste of my anger. Or cruel. The more screaming the better. I have built a reputation around that. Do you want to see it for yourself? Excuse me again. Oh, another aggressive option. Good. Some worthwhile action. I could use a bit of vengeful violence. Walk away before you get hurt. Benevolent? No. It will never end quietly as long as I draw a breath, assassin. Alright, so there's 3 good options that we could go for. Haven't you heard what I do to my enemies? Surrender unless you want a taste of my anger. Yeah, that sounds a good option. The more screaming the better. I've built a reputation around that. Do you want to see it for yourself? That's also very damn good. And the third one, good. Some worthwhile action. I could use a bit of vengeful violence. I don't like that as much as the other 2. So either aggressive or cruel. The more screaming the better. I have built a reputation around that. Do you want to see it for yourself? Yeah, you know what, screw them. They are Leaden Key cultists, so let's not give them any warnings or last chances to surrender, because they most likely are not going to surrender anyway, because they are cultists and they are nuts. The more screaming the better. I have built a reputation around that. Do you want to see it for yourself? The complacent smile on the woman's lips vanishes. You... She gives a sideways glance to her henchman. Yes, I have heard. A corpulent man, muscled beneath rolls of fat, snaps his head in the woman's direction. I have heard it too. Kills without thinking twice, this one. The jowls under his chin quiver as he spits the words out. By the flame, Nildo, let it go. Ah, so they are getting scared here. Shut up, the command whistles through her clenched teeth. A cowled man, cleaning his fingernails with the point of a long stiletto, doesn't let the silence last. I told you he had too big a mouth, boss. He spreads his fingers apart and gives them a good look. But if the oaf's got it right, I'm not here to die for nothing. The woman's shoulders drop. Winds take you. At what point did I promise an easy job? She stares at the ground, her lips hanging from like ripe fruits. How do I know you'll spare us if I give up? I give you a chance, make your choice, or... Patience ran out. Time for me to kill and for you to die. How do I know you'll spare us if I give up? But then again, we are not supposed to leave any, survivors. That because once Bleakwalkers attack, they attack and they kill. They give no mercy whatsoever. But I wonder what kind of situation is this? So, if I get them a chance to run, would that mean that we are showing mercy, and thus give the wrong image of our order? Or no? Or should we just go and kill them? I mean, they are Leaden Key cultists. They are enemies after all. So what do we care what really happens to them? Actually, we don't really care about anyone really, but Leaden Key cultists even less. Patience ran out. Time for me to kill and for you to die. Time to end this. Yeah, but who's gonna end who? That's another question entirely. Go and attack this fighter here. And I don't know how strong these guys are, so I think I'm gonna buff everyone. Actually, Eder, stay here for now. Everyone stay in place, so that I can buff everyone here. There we go. And where are we? Oh, we are at the front. Alright, go and attack someone. Anything. And Palagina. But they still didn't tell me why they want Palagina dead. Oh, they're attacking Aevar. That's not good. Alright, let's see how this works. Now I'm gonna watch and see how it works. Actually, let's put it there because it's AoE apparently. Like that. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. I was actually thinking that whether this is auto attack or whether this is a different way of auto attacking or is it an actual spell. But hey, we'll see how it works. And I think I'm gonna. Not yet actually. I was thinking of healing Aelot, but not yet. And knock. Who is it? Where's Aelot anyway? He's there. Knock this. What is he? Chanter down. There we go. Well, I didn't see anything too special. I guess I should heal Aelot. Oh wait, who is closer to him? I guess Pallegina is, so heal Aelot. Oh wait, I gave that all. I did it. Alright, well, doesn't matter who does it. As long as someone does. Oh, and it looks like Eder is confused.
What's your fire?
Yeah, these guys are not that tough after all. And Pallegina, where are you? You are there. Let's focus on this one here. He's about to die, and he's quite healthy, but he should go down quite fast. And are you attacking, Mother? What? Ah, yes, you are, because you got the crossbow. Come on, die already. And he's dead, and there's only one more left. I guess you can heal yourself. Doesn't really matter, but whatever. Did one of them run away? What? Oh, he attacked a Stelkar, one of those lions.
Damn the ambassador. I told him there was a conspiracy. Again and again, I was ignored. Then the Duke's death, the riots, and now this. If the Leaden Key is targeting me, we need to warn the ambassador in First Fires.
But First Fires is in Defiance Bay, you know. Can we even go back there? Oh, there's a belt. At least they dropped something interesting.
Leave it to me!
At least they dropped something interesting, and I think I should check this Grimoire as well, if there's anything new there. So let's see. Oh, and one of us got a level. Which one was it? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, let's check out this and this. So what does this do? Plus gives 3 might. All right. Aelot could use some might, because this does make his spells stronger, doesn't it? Oh wait. Oh, and also does it? What do we have here? Minor Grimoire imprint. Gives the caster access to up to 3 free third or lower level spells from the target's wizard, druid or priest spell list. The wizard can subsequently cast those spells an unlimited number of times for the duration. Holy crap, that sounds fucking awesome. Oh wait. Oh no, there we go. I was supposed to give it to you, Aelot. So learn this. Oh wait, Aelot doesn't know Minor Grimoire imprint. If you erase it from this Grimoire, you won't be able to describe it again. Wait, what? Ah, there we go, I just misclicked there. Yes, let's learn that. Now, what's this? Oh wait, yeah, what's this? Creates a bizarre and perplexing visual distraction, confusing enemies in their area of effect. That sounds useful as well, might as well learn that. And fuck it, let's learn everything. There we go. Now, what was I... Oh, yeah. So what did this do again? Might represents a character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force as well as the ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions it can be used for intimidation and displays and... intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat it contributes to both damage and healing as well as the fortitude defense. So yes, this should make our magics more powerful. So let's give this to Aelot. But
Just
wait
say the word.
I guess earlier in the battle there we charmed one of the cultists there, and then they ran there and aggroed some stakelers or lions. They're basically lions. They aggroed some of the lions and the lions killed them. Alright. Alright, two characters got a level, and Eder wants to have a chat. Alright, I guess we can do that. So let's level up these two. Well, we have leveled them up, but let's give them the points and everything, you know what I mean. So here, athletics again would be nice, and I guess I could put a point to survival at the very least. Yeah, let's go with this. Alright, so I can select only one spell mastery. Armor of Fate. Yeah, creates a tangible shield of fate, increasing the damage reduction of allies in that area of effect. That sounds good. Yeah. As a support, that sounds very good. Paths of Condemnation. Wait, don't we have like all of these spells? I guess we have, but I guess we are basically buffing them and making them stronger. Basically, that's what I think we are doing. But I like Armor of Fate. It's like one of his most useful spells right now, in my opinion. Anyway, so I think we are gonna buff this. Oh, and we got a whole new spells. Oh wait. Yeah, I think these are new. But let's not read these now, and let's read them later in the next encounter. And then the Grieving Mother. Let's see what you got. Alright. And you have lots of stealth, mechanics. I guess giving a little bit endurance shouldn't be too bad. And lore would also be useful, I guess. Should I try to make her as a second kind of rogue character whenever we don't have Wink in our team? In that case, I think that mechanics would make more sense. Can I? Yes, let's give another point. Yeah, let's go with this. Let's make her another mechanic-focused character, because Winky is the only one who really has high mechanics stats, and Durance is the second highest one so far, and he has only 4 if I remember correctly. So let's go with this. And what can we give to you? We can select 2. Soul Shock. Briefly transforms the outer shell of an allied target soul into energy, releasing an electrical burst around them. Characters standing in the area around the target take shock damage. Alright, that sounds very good. An AoE spell AoE damaging spell we can cast on our ally, who then works as a beacon for that spell, basically. And Tenuous Grasp. Assails the target's grasp on reality, frightening and confusing them. Very straightforward. Antipathetic Field. Creates a toxic physical manifestation of the mutual antipathy between the cipher and the enemy target. Enemies going in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage. So it does corrosive damage, and user plus 20% beam damage over 16 and 2 seconds. That sounds nice too. Amplified Trust. Bounces psychic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby enemy, causing pierce damage and violently pushing them backward. This kind of sounds like those Aelod's magic, the bouncing magic arcane missiles, but this one pushes them backward. Mental Binding. Overwhelms the target's mental ability to communicate with its own body, paralyzing it and causing its soul to emit a shockwave that can leave nearby enemies stuck. This sounds very fucking powerful. I like that already. And Psycho-Vampiric Shield. The Cypher uses the target's strength of mind against it, stealing a portion of its resolve in order to better deflect incoming attacks. So it drains minus 10 resolve for 25 plus 25 deflection for 27 seconds. This sounds also very cool. But before we make any decisions here, let's check all of these. Ectopsychic Echo. Generating a rebounding wave of psychic feedback between the Cypher and an ally that causes crush damage to enemies caught in between. Alright. Pain Link. Mentally links nearby enemies to the target, forcing them to experience a portion of all damage the target suffers. Oh wait. Mentally links nearby enemies to their target, forcing them to experience a portion of all damage the target suffers. So, allied targets, 25% of all damage reapplied to nearby enemies over 24.3 seconds. This sounds also very good. I mean, imagine if 3 or 4 or 5 enemies go and focus down on Eder or Pallegina or us or anyone really, and then we use this pain link on our allied target, and everyone who damaged our ally will also get damage as well. That sounds very damn awesome. Secret horrors. Causes enemies in the area of effect to believe their worst fears have been realized, frightening and sickening them for the duration. Alright. Body attunement. The cipher probes the mind and soul of the enemy target, finding the strengths of its defenses and stealing them for his or her own. Drains a portion of the target's damage reduction, granting the same amount as bonus to the cipher. So 4 targets, 7 damage reduction stolen for 20 and 3 seconds. Wild leash. Latches onto some characteristic of the target's psyche and drains it, granting the same amount as a bonus to the cipher. Affects a random attribute. So wait. 10 points stolen from a random attribute for 20.3 seconds. Alright. Go in between. An ally superficially takes on the form of a spirit. Their movement is increased and many incoming crits, hits and graces are converted to less severe assault. Interesting. So allied target plus 25 of incoming crits converted to hits, 25% of incoming hits converted to graces, and 25% of incoming graces converted to misses. Plus 3 move speed for 40.5 seconds. But I wonder, can we still attack when we are in this form? I assume we can, so I think I'm gonna test this. But finally, Ringleader. Imprints an insidious and powerful compulsion to obey the cipher across all enemies in the area of effect, dominating the target and charming all others. But what's the difference between domination and charming? Dominated? A dominated target is subservient to the will of the enemy and will use everything at its disposal to fight its former teammates. Overrides charmed. Dominated is exclusive, meaning a character can only have one dominated affliction at a time. A newer one will dispel any older one present. And charmed. A charmed character fights on behalf of the enemy at reduced capacity. Speed, accuracy, and all defenses are reduced. Alright, so basically it's the same thing, but dominated enemies fight with all full force, while charmed are weakened. Alright. So that's a difference. Borrowed instinct. Ransacks an enemy's intellect and perception for energy, causing damage to those enemy attributes while boosting the cipher's defenses and accuracy. Alright, that sounds good. Detonate. Splinters the target's soul with sheer force, inflicting raw damage to them. Targets with low endurance explode, causing cross damage to all in the area of effect. This sounds very fucking badass. It's like the Necromancer's corpse explosion in Diablo 2 or something. And in the upcoming Diablo 3. Well, the Diablo 3 already exists, but Necromancer is also coming to that game as well, and they also have that spell. That very much reminded me of that. I might pick Detonate just because of that. Tactical, but very lastly, tactical meld. Connects the mind of the cipher with an ally to gain the ally's knowledge of his or her enemy, bestowing an attack bonus upon the cipher toward the enemy the ally is attacking. So basically the same kind of a buff of dealing more damage to the same target. Basically what Pallegina has right now as well. So plus 20 accuracy when attacking the same enemy as the target for 33.8 seconds. Meh. I don't really get why this is fifth on the 5th tier here. It's not really that powerful, but we're gonna detonate because it sounds fucking awesome. And what else? Pain link. Yeah, mentally links nearby enemies to the target, forcing them to experience the portion of all damage the target suffers. Yeah, I like this a lot as well. Yeah, we're gonna pick these two. And done. Okie dokie, now. But the question... So, Pallegina said that we should go back to Defiance Bay. To the ambassador's palace or house or whatever it was, and warn the Vailian Republic's ambassador there. But can we even get back to Defiance Bay because of the riots and shit? Well, only one way to find out. No, we can't get back there. Well, let's go to Aedelvon Bridge and see if we can talk to the guards or something. Let's see, can we get in there in any way? Maybe we have to find another secret passageway to the, I don't know, sewers or something to get there. At least I don't have the option to go there. Stay out of the catacombs. They are more dangerous than usual lately. Well, there shouldn't be any more, because last time when I was there I fucked up everything. And by fucking up everything I meant killing everything that was hostile. Couple lane. So yeah, the map shows that we could go there. But we don't seem to have the... Yeah, we don't have any options to go there. Let's check the quest log real fast. The Child of Five Sons. Pallegina feels she has been wasting her time on trivial tasks in Defiance Bay. She believes there are more serious threats to the Vailian Republics and wants your help in pursuing them. But anything new here? Despite her best efforts, Ambassador Agosti has insisted that Pallegina carry out her orders to broker a trade agreement between the Vailian Republics and the Clan Fathans with the Anamenfath in Twin Elms. Such an agreement would steal trade away from the Dyrwood, an act that would increase tensions between the Dyrwood and the Republics. Alright, so it doesn't mention anything here that we have to go to the to meet the ambassador again and, well, tell him what has happened. This is Turance's quest. Oh yeah, we should also go. I think that we should at some point go back to my stronghold and dedicate one or two episodes to clearing out the what were the ruins called again? What were they called? The Endless Path. Yeah, that was it. So I think I should one day go back to my stronghold and to one or two episodes of me clearing the Endless Path dungeon levels there. The first few should be very easy, considering our high level and gear and everything. The first few should be easy, but we'll see. But for now, let's continue with the main story, I guess. There's not really any other... there's really no any other quests that we can do straight away right now. Yeah, Endless Paths, that was it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to chat with Eder earlier there. Well, we can do that. But yeah, I think we should leave this place, because apparently we can't go back to the Defiance Bay anymore at this point, or at least not yet. So let's go back to Stonewall Gorge and see what that one, the hole in the ground was about. Ah, dungeon's construction completed. Alright. I was actually wondering that when the dungeons would be ready, and now they are ready. So we have only 3 things we can build now. Forum, Botanical Garden, or Library. Botanical Garden doesn't really sound that useful to me. Actually, we haven't been using any of our flowers or plants or any other crafting materials we have gathered for anything. I really should learn how to use the crafting material in this game. Actually, I think I have actually used it a couple of times, but that was many episodes ago, like in episode 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. So anyway, I think I'm gonna build Forum next. The Forum is where ideas and strategies are cultivated and shared. Upgrading the Forum will grant an intellect bonus upon resting at Bright Hollow, and we get 4 prestige from that. Our prestige is not very high, but our security is very tight, so that's good. So let's purchase that. There we go. But I think I'm not gonna enter this dungeon in this episode, and I'm gonna say it for the next one. But before we end this episode here, let's have that chat with Aevar and see what he has to say.
Say what you want about Dyrwoodens. They haven't met the problem yet they couldn't solve by killing some scapegoats.
He flashes a hollow smile. So he sounds very sad right now, but also tries to make some humor out of it. So I like it. That's one reason why I like Aevar. You fight for people because you see something there that deserves defending. Even more so because someone you trust sees too. Well, I don't know about that. Then you turn around and they do something like this, and the person who made you wanna help them is gone. They are doing what they think the gods want of them. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. You weren't really fighting for all of them though. I think I like the second one the best. People never fail to disappoint without guidance. Heh, not the ones around here. They are downright regular about it. 15 years ago they tried to kill all the Elthasians. Then the legacy happened and they worried that maybe those purges had something to do with it. So how they fix it? More purges. Never thought I would find myself missing the hospitality back home. Alright, so that was the discussion. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, so this is the Watcher spell tier, I guess. So, Crucible of the Soul, I think we have that since the very beginning, basically. The Watcher unravels the vital essence of his or her enemies, gaining endurance in the process, so basically a life leech. Dominion of the Sleepers. Oh yeah, this was the spell that we got after the Duke's assassination incident. So once per rest, the Watcher peers into the sleeping memories of previous lives, drawing in upon their power to enhance all of his or her attributes. Now that sounds very cool and awesome, but it's just a shame that it's only once per rest. That's so lame. But maybe if I use this on big bosses or such, then maybe it's worthwhile. And speaker of the restless, the Watcher speaks directly to the souls of his or her enemies, filling them with dread of what awaits them in the wheel. Alright, so now I think I'm going to end this episode here, and in the next one we are gonna enter these dungeons of Lera Remen, however that's supposed to be spelled. So we are gonna go down there and see what's going on there, and if it doesn't take too long down there, I think I go down there to this dried river with no water there anymore, and then try to find our way to Twin Elms. So yeah, that's my plan for the next episode. I think that sounds like a good plan. But I was also thinking about something else. What was it that I wanted to say? Oh yeah, I think I have done this dungeon before in my first playthrough. I am not exactly sure anymore, but hey, we are gonna find that out in the next episode. And after that dungeon, then it's gonna be pure 100% blind let's play, because like I said earlier, I have no idea what's going to happen anymore when it comes to the story at this point, and I have never been in Twin Elves before or any of these locations, so I don't know what to expect from any of these. And yeah, it's going to be a blind let's play from now on, folks. So now, thank you for watching once again, and see you next time for more Pillars of Eternity.